It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dodododo. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dodododo. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù. Presido bá rúfin o. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù.
Hello there, brethren. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, because I understand that it's also the time that the Nigerian Super Eagles are playing with Morocco, this ongoing AFCON. So thanks for being here. For those who are watching this live, so after reading the caption of the broadcast, please read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them to join us if they can. Mayegun today. So from the rider, in case if you have not really been following the news, so it has just come to light that while the Tinubu's regime are doing their best, right, spending so much to try to change the narrative of Christian genocide going on in Nigeria, right, by trying to make America see that it is not just the Christians that are being killed in Nigeria. They have now gone as far as, committing $9 million, $750,000 every month spending on a PR firm. That's how much they give to a PR firm in the United States of America, and tracing it while those ones filing the their own supposed financial report and all that for this year or from last year. So it shows that this group in the United States of America have been commissioned, so to say, to act on behalf of Nigeria in the United States of America as kind of like lobbyist. So the company that hired them is a law firm, which is in Kaduna. So hired them on behalf of Nuhu Ribadu. And why are they doing that? So it is reported that they discovered, they believed that the reason why Nigeria got redesignated over the killings of Christians in Nigeria is not just because of the Middle Belters, the Christians in northern part of Nigeria who have been campaigning for years to get the world attention to what was going on in that part of Nigeria. So they said they discovered that the real power behind the focus of the United States on Nigeria is that of the IPOB. How? So the Nigerian government claimed that they figured out that IPOB paid $66,000 to a US lobbyist kind of firm, to group, to help report the killings going on in eastern part of Nigeria, right, committed by the Nigerian government, okay, to help them lobby the American government to help designate Nigeria, not only that, to sanction Nigeria, sanction Nigerian officials. So because of this, to counter the IPOB, they have decided to spend $9 million to tell the world, or to tell the Americans rather, that there is no Christian genocide going on in Nigeria. The conversation is all over the place right now. Like, why would you commit such a fund towards just a narrative that you could easily just change by committing to protecting the lives and the properties of Nigerians who are come under the attacks of these terrorists? $9 million, 18.5 billion naira. Abati has something to say on that, though. Let's start with this.
For lobbies. Now, lobbying is a standard, tested, old tradition within the American system. And the whole idea of lobbying is that you want your side of the story to be heard. So if Biafra, the people promoting Biafra, if they are going to the US and they are paying how much? $60,000 to sell their own story, that Igbos are being marginalized and persecuted in Nigeria, and that the idea of a Republic of Biafra will be a good proposition. I think it makes sense that the Nigerian government too is in that space. It's not about the money. It's about the fact that the Nigerian government wants to be heard so that there's not just one voice in the room. The other matter is Nigeria being designated a country of particular concern on October 30, 2025 by President Trump. So it's a very good diplomatic move to say we want to have our own people in the room. There's a group called Aster Legal also, in Kaduna, that we're told is representing the Nigerian government through the auspices of the National Security Advisor. On December 12, 2025, the Nigerian government paid $4.5 million for 6 months, and the contract is renewable for another 6 months. So the lobbyists, what they will be doing basically is to get the Nigerian voice into the room to say, one, there is no persecution of Christians in Nigeria, or where it exists, the Nigerian government is addressing those issues, and religion is not, a major problem in Nigeria, to the extent that this is, a neutral state when it comes to religion, which is well stated in Section 10 of the 1999 Constitution, and which the Minister of Foreign Affairs referred to at a forum, I think, in Germany. Now, the delivery of military supplies by the United States, this is evidence, it is a clear evidence that the cooperation that the Nigerian government talked about, that they said they needed, the assistance that they needed in dealing with the multiple threats that Nigeria faces on many fronts, is real. And the Americans themselves have said there is mutual partnership between Nigeria and the United States. And now African Command, U.S. African Command, AFRICOM, as it is known, has now brought these supplies to support the Nigerian government. The mutual interest that is there is that the Americans themselves do not want, the Sahel region or West Africa to be turned into a hub, into a playground for, global terrorism networks. And so it's a question of shared interest.
See, I wanted to put the nuisance Lele. Then I was like, no, he's actually just hearing his own opinion, something that is free, and you possibly have your own different opinion on this, okay? But let's break it down. The killings that started, the killings of the young people in the eastern part of Nigeria, is part of the campaign that the IPOB has managed to bring the attention of the world towards for years. And so far, so good. If you want to give them the credit, right? Because they deserve it. So far, so good. They've managed to get the attention of the world towards what is going on in Nigeria. They just haven't been able to get the world to actually sanction Nigeria. The killings and disappearance of people simply because they are either associated with the IPOB or allegedly being kind of like linked to the IPOB is like a death sentence, sort of, when Buhari was president of Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is currently, jailed in Sokoto, a whistleblower, somebody that blew whistle on this, then on the impending doom that the Fulani terrorists represented, but rather for the Nigerian government to actually confront the threat, they went after the whistleblower. They spent so much money to cover up the killings going on in the eastern part of Nigeria. I am one of those who have always been like talking about it, because to some, those who were killed extrajudicially in the eastern part of Nigeria under Buhari, right? They don't really matter to them, but they do, because there are those who actually care, the families, the loved ones, right? Who suffered this indignation. Listen, a woman was arrested, a woman and her husband They were both arrested in Enugu in 2021 or thereabouts. Guess what was our offense? Alleged offense. They said he sold food in a canteen that people walk into. They said she sold food to the IPOB members. And they locked her up. No court trial, no nothing. They separated her from her husband. He died last year or thereabouts. Yeah, she died. There are people there are victims like that whose voice have never been heard and not to ever be heard. Because Boko Haram and his gang at the time, they justified what they called a clamp down on the dots. So you probably see it as nothing, even if you're an Igbo man or woman who possibly feels like, yeah, your supposed compatriots deserved that. There is still some people that knows that no, that is so wrong. Because it is the same government that pretended or sort of criminalized self-determination. It is the same government that is doing everything within its power to legalize terrorism in Nigeria by compensating the terrorists right before our very eyes. You see? So, outside Nigeria, there are those who are listening. So yeah, they possibly influence what later became the situation of redesignation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. And it's worth it because the problem persists, the persecution continues. The same governments of the same different government of the same political party continue to champion the supposed interest of this murderous terrorist. $66,000. That's how much Nigeria heard that IPOB paid lobbyists in America to get the Americans, right, to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, which possibly is not wholly true, right? But yeah, could also be a factor. So, would you rather confront the problems in this regard, right? Bring the terrorists who have been terrorizing the people into book in order for you to cancel the supposed narrative of Christian genocide in Nigeria? But it is Nigeria, and these rogues, they would rather throw money at it. A group spent $66,000 US dollars, only for that to cost Nigeria $9 million. Think about that. Rufai also spoke on this, by the way.
Fair. I think we are all losers in this as Nigerians, both the Biafran lobbyist group and the federal government. And I'll take you back to 1968. In the thick of the Civil War, the Biafran side engaged a Geneva-based lobbying company and a media PR company called Mark Press to propagate their ideology, their ideas, and have easy passage. And we're telling the Biafran story then. The Nigerian government also reacted, got their own PR company too, to be able to equalize it. Both companies earned a lot of money, went on media spin, while Nigerians were dying in the southeast part of the country. There was kwashiorkor, there was malnourishment, there were kids dying. While the PR companies did their thing, the heart and the soul of this country was broken. Parts of this country couldn't trust each other again, but the PR companies made their money. Fast forward till today, the same thing happening. Government gets their own PR company, the Biafran lobbyist group get their own PR company, while people are dying in Nigeria, but the PR company are making the big buck. Can we stop the killings in Nigeria? That's my priority. I don't care for the PR and the lobbyist company. Let's have a country where people will not die, where they will have sanity, where they can truly say Nigeria did not happen to them. Look at the front page of the Daily Trust. Those cars leaving a certain area was because Bello Tuji was going to strike around there. So people are dying in droves. And we are doing the PR dance. It doesn't augur well for anybody. I want a country that is safe, that is secure for everybody. That's my priority, and not all this jubilation and gesticulation. Oh, we have a pound back in the PR warfare. We are outgunning. I even saw one of the headlines say we are outgunning. Outgunning at the expense of Nigerians' life being gone, died, people are dying. And we are outgunning each other on who can book the best PR company. Do we think? Are we sensible? Are those lives being lost? Are they just numbers? Don't they have families, goals, and aspiration? As regards Clinton, I feel Clinton is fair.
Yep. So it is a PR war. Rather than for Nigeria, which is the supposed state actor, rather than for them to confront the problems, okay, and say, you know what? We have those established sort of like a threat that needed to be neutralized. We have some of the fault lines broken that needed to be mended. We need to probably bring about something that will unite the country. A divided, broken, and terrorized the country. There must be an idea that government is capable of doing, but they will rather point fingers, blame someone else, okay, while they remain very much inefficient. Give me a sec. Excuse me. Right. Media PR war, while the killings continues in Nigeria. And as you can know, no matter what it is, Nigeria is probably has been, faced with or still facing and all of that, right? All these challenges, all these problems and all that. This is the year they are preparing for elections. So therefore, all of these things are going to be pushed back to the back burner. Excuse me. That's crazy. So in October last year, Omoyele Sowore and other members of the Free Society sort of like group, they came together to protest and demand for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The protest that sort of like attracted the rage or the anger of the Nigerian government. So they rounded them up, brutalized them, assaulted them, as usual. Then they locked them up. So they've been charged to court. But the reason why they're charging them to court is just the same reason why they have been trying to deter people from expressing their displeasure with the system. So Sowore and others were in court today. And of course, Sowore will always have something to tell us in this regard. The man that orchestrated the abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, according to Sowore, that's Malamu, now shares cells, or once shares cells with the brother to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The irony, right? Now watch this.
Yes, Need some chocolate? No, for sure. Damages to the tune of 500 million. To get it correctly, let me first and foremost wish the media a happy New Year. And thank you for coming today. This is our first case of the year. And you can be rest assured that there will be many of them. So, and we encourage you to make sure that you help attend these cases and document them for history. Today's case relates to the consistent violation of my rights by the Nigerian police. So I decided last year, when I had enough, to sue the IGP of police, the illegal IGP of police, in his personal capacity, and also sue the Ministry of Justice and the CPO of Abuja, we are seeking damages is not 500 million. The first is 200 million naira, and there's a separate 1 billion naira. This is small compared to what these guys have done to me in terms of physical harm. In some cases, they even tried to assassinate me inside the cell at the FID. All these things were all covered. So I decided to sue them after I was arrested illegally, after the criminal kind of protest we did in October of 2025, in which, as you all know, the police arrested us for exercising our fundamental human rights. It turns out that this particular court was where they came to seek the order to stop us from participating in the protest. But the judge, in his wisdom, said, well, you can ask for a certain area not to be touched, but I cannot prevent people from protesting. I was, after the protest, I was wanted all over Abuja. They were shooting at me, you saw it. And they arrested some people on the day of the protest. I went to the police station to get their bail. They refused their bail. And after I came to court, they then arrested me right here in front of the federal high court, detained me at the notorious Abattoir detention center where SARS used to use. And I was detained in an open cell, developed malaria. Then I was driven to Kuje, some close to 40 kilometers out of Abuja, where they had sought and found a judge. And I was granted bail. But the judge was scared away from the court so that he would not sign the bail bond. And I had to spend that weekend. So before spending the weekend, the police, led by the anti-vice police squad leader, one CSP Barao, physically assaulted me within the corporate, forced me into their vehicle and took me to Kuje prison after I had been granted bail. So we said we've had enough. I had to spend 4 nights in Kuje prison. So that was the basis of this particular lawsuit. And our lawyer, Marshal Abubakar, you know him very well, is the one that's going to be doing justice to this, in addition to other competent attorneys. Human rights attorney AK Musa is there, Koje is there. Some of them have not resumed from Wali also, who have not resumed from the New Year holidays. So they are not here. It's a very competent team of attorneys from across the country. No one came from Ukraine this time around. It's a Nigerian So that's the basis for today's case. Again, I want to welcome you. Thank you for coming to cover it. And I hope we will see more of you. I want to say a small joke for the media. Anytime the federal government arrests me, I see the media everywhere. You find them in the toilet, some of them are hanging from the POP, everywhere. But whenever it is a case of Shewore versus, we can't find the media. I hope we develop the kind of relationship that will help you and help us cover this for posterity. I'm also in the media, so there's no basis for us to be separated. And whenever you get into trouble, I'm the first person who will go and defend you. I remember that when Channels TV had a problem with the Buhari regime, I went and sat in front of the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation for hours just to make sure that those who were invited to that very nebulous meeting made it home that day. Those were the days of the crazy Buhari regime and the Malami. Now, interestingly, is the cell that Nnamdi Kanu's brother was staying when we were arrested in October, that Malami is staying. And he has refused to even process his bail because he's afraid of. It's to tell you that whenever there's oppression, it will go full circle. So those of you who are in power, who are enjoying impunity, just know that
enjoying your own impunity now. The time is coming that the table will turn and all that. Sometimes, I think we've said that on this platform before as well, right? Sometimes I continue to wonder that how great would it have been if, for example, right, Shewore is in the media, okay? There are people who are in this sort of like a business as well could actually really help package a Shewore's message that could be more acceptable, more welcoming than what it's been, you know, in the last few years. I mean, he's done so much, put himself in the arm's way many times, but people don't see beyond the aluta, sort of like the posture for him. Do you get what I mean? Like, oh, he can't be president. Or others will be like, oh, it's because they are afraid of him. They are scared of what he could do. Baba, there are those who could actually really package Shore's profile. I believe, right, that somehow it could put millions, or it should be pulling millions, you know, of some of these votes that it could actually be a real disruptor. But I don't know. I wonder most of the times, because those who condemns him, right, are the same people who have witnessed him stand up for most of the people they favor. They are their favorites, but they never see it beyond the aluta this, aluta that. You know, they don't see beyond that. You know, the leadership quality, the one that could actually look straight into the eyes of those in power, and you know, call their bullshit. But you never really get that massive support as it should be, fortunately. But yeah, you are left with the criminals, the career criminals who can tell you everything you want to hear. Anyway, like I said, it is already happening, or like Maz himself said. Let's go back to the issue of the security, the insecurity, which has now prompted the American government to label Nigeria as a country of particular concern. This also comes with some other kind of like promised actions that a lot of people have found so uncomfortable. But again, the IPOB that continued to be the nightmare of the APC. I don't know, maybe it is transferred sort of like, you know, hatred, institutionalized hatred that Bukwari represented. It's still the same thing that is still, you know, disturbing and confusing call on what to do. Nnamdi Kanu is a whistleblower. The criminal politicians, especially the ones from the eastern part of Nigeria, who did everything to see if they could possibly buy him off and send him away. And once they failed, they decided, right, to weaponize the agitation, politicize it, and hang the entire thing on the Nnamdi Kanu. The government of Nigeria is aware of this. Do you get that now? So why not address the supposed concern that brought about this agitation in the first place? And then go after the ones that some of those in government are trying to tell you how to deal with. Kinetic, all of that. While people are still being, villages are still being ransacked, people are still being kidnapped, killed, and the terrorists, well, they are just too many. The government can tell you that we are going after ISWAP today, and while you are reading the news of the ISWAP going after ISWAP, then you're going to hear that other groups, Fulani terrorists, other terror groups are already terrorizing other part of the country. So it just never ends, and there is no real consistency. They do most of these things for photo up and then. So address the issue rather than throw money at it, because that's what they wanted to do with Nnamdi Kanu. They thought, oh, it's just one of those noisemakers. There were those before him, finding something. And when that didn't work, right, he became public enemy number one. And as much as they have tried so much, spent so much money, Bukwari spent millions of dollars to try to get the American Congress to agree with them that IPOB should be proscribed. But they couldn't. Now, Tinubu is here now, right? If the problem is even bigger, because it's now all over the country. So rather than address these problems, they would rather throw money at it. And they are now working in the same kind of like purpose. As
it is happening already. I warned you and I told you. You may disregard the agitation for Biafra and target as nothing. But I'm warning you today. If you continue, the wrath of God will be upon you. As I warned the zoo many, many years ago. If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. It is happening already.
It is. We now have, I think Somalia is even a little bit better than some part of Nigeria right now. You now have Sudan, Gaza, Somalia, all join inside Nigeria. So, you know, one of the things that the American government is pointing out is that these problems are man-made and they can all disappear if your government wants them to end. It is an indictment on your government to say, oh, listen, yeah, you see all these killings, endless ones. People have developed different theories. They've developed the conspiracy theories, stories, lies, and half-truth and all of that, Abi. But do you know something? If those in charge of your government want this to end, in the next 6 months, it will end. But they don't want it to really end. And that is the problem. People are dying. Therefore, your government is culpable. Your government, if they are not, they need to prove it. But they are still not going to prove it. The Katsina governor, I told you, released over 70 terrorists just a few days ago. And they said it is their amnesty deals or something, because the terrorists in return, it was like a prisoner swap. The terrorists who have been caught by the authority, right? They were released, and the terrorists in return were to release their captives. Still in that Nigeria. Watch this.
And let the Kaduna government tell me today how many of their commissioners, how many of the appointees at federal level, minister or whatever, who can go and spend 1 week in his town, in his birthplace.
Are you talking about most of the councils who have already negotiated peace agreements?
In their hometown. You are a district head with your Arewa, but you are not living there. You don't sleep there. So how can even the people respect you? How would the bandits even accept that you are serious in that matter?
Right, okay. So, Dr. Krufi, let's do this. In your view, who are the winners and who are the losers in this current arrangements as things stand right now?
No, we are the losers as human beings. Politicians are not interested in what happened to their people, because now, what is it? You cannot farm, you cannot graze, you cannot go to the market. 70% of our schools are closed down. Some of the schools even are occupied by bandits. So who loses? But the wider losers are the Nigerian states. Because what is happening, killing of these people, it shows you in practical terms the totality of irresponsibility of the northern elites. Because here they are, or they come to Abuja, go to Lagos, steal money, perpetrate buildings, you see what, like Malami, 657 property. You know the craziness, what do you do is even though. So meanwhile, your people are being killed on a daily basis. So I think the southern elites, who are more serious than their counterparts, because they make industry, they make something that you have shown, I have seen in your TV showing the bar charts. And I saw also Gomi was taking of master plan. I thought, you know, if you are making master plan for Almajiri, this is Almajiri are in the north. So when you make the budget, you surcharge the northern states. Because why should the southern people be taking care of your own problem, which you have created? So the South elites also, they have to be a little more serious to protest. When you come and make this security budget, then the security budget, 70% go to the north because of the irresponsible nature of this thing. It's a national thing, and equally so.
Yeah. So make I break that one down for you a little bit. Since this terrorism started about 15 years ago, gradually and gradually, the last 10 years, I've seen in Nigeria part with more than 25%, a quarter of their national budget in their supposed fight against terrorism. Nigeria is presented as a very poor country that relies on aids from the foreign grant loans because the people are just too many. But in the midst of the supposed scarcity, the elite, like that man said, the elite from northern part of Nigeria are not really serious about ending this terrorism in their parts. And because of this, Nigeria has been drained so much money that could easily have gone into improving education, healthcare, and some other social infrastructures that could have improved lives. They just had to go and use the money to buy weapons. To make it worse, right? You could say, oh, they are investing in improving their military so that they could keep defending the country. But unfortunately, most of these weapons ended up in the hands of the same terrorists. The northern politicians, they are governors, they are lawmakers. They are more kind of like comfortable sitting and negotiating with these supposed terrorists that continue to kill Nigerians than to end them. Because in the long run, they make money, security vote money, this money, that money. So they don't even have to go and live in the communities affected by this terrorism. So if Nigeria is spending this much on security and spending this much on security, rather than get security, you are getting more insecurity. They're spending less on education, less on healthcare, less on other important, the infrastructural sort of like developments. So what that means is that you're always going to get a counterproductive sort of a country because the rest of the country is funding a war that the northern elite started. The rest of the country is trying to quench a fire that the northern elites started. And their body language in the last 10 years is that the terrorists seem to be even more important than the citizens that they are supposed to be serving. So like that man said, the southern elite should ordinarily have protested that this is not part of the arrangement of one Nigeria. Because you know what they do in Nigeria? They rob Peter to pay Paul. 70% of the Nigerian security votes goes to the northern part of Nigeria, but it never really brings security. The insecurity, the terrorism in northern part of Nigeria in the last 10 years, which has now spread all over the country, where you now have, even in Edo states, it's supposed south, as they call it, of Nigeria. It's got no border, shared no border with Sokoto, Katsina, Niger, or any of these supposed Fulani states in Nigeria, but yet they have lost their own people to the gunshot of these terrorists. They have lost their life savings just by paying ransoms to free their loved ones from these terrorists. So the northern Nigerians terrorism, right, which is actually a long story too, right? So for those APC, Egbekegbe that brought them to Nigeria just to take power, that's also part of it too. So this whole thing that started from northern part of Nigeria, being funded by the southern part of Nigeria's money, because the production from northern part of Nigeria have so like reduced, if it hasn't gotten to non-existent level yet. Okay, agriculture in northern part of Nigeria have been destroyed beyond describable kind of like a level, right? Farmers have been slaughtered. Videos have been made of them. Others who escaped this massacre, this genocide, others who escaped have ended up in refugee camps. They are no longer farmers. So the rest of the country continue to fund this, give them allocations, share money to them, and the criminal politicians from that part, they were sharing the money with the terrorists in the name of negotiating for peace, paying for peace, and this is still Nigeria money. So the man is not wrong when he said the southern elites are comfy. So it's a point that they can actually really speak up and say, we need to renegotiate this country, this arrangement. If the northerners and their leaders want the terrorism to end, not hide behind tribe, religion, and other nonsense that they have used to prolong this war on terror on Nigerians, right? So if they want it to end, then they should give Nigerians a timetable that they will end this madness in 6 months. And if it doesn't end in 6 months, then Nigeria should stop this allocation sharing. They should raise funds, okay, to defend them. So it's ridiculous. So you have to break up Nigeria then, right? Yeah, but it's still there. Because people are beginning to use what they call their own jungle justice. It has gotten that bad that some areas, or should I say so? Yeah, some part of Nigeria are beginning to target northerners that they suspect to be Fulani terrorists. Or just, that's what the situation has sort of like gotten into. Now, a guy that presented himself as, self-acclaimed. Is that the right word? Anyway, presented himself as the Arewa Youth leader. He has a message for the Edo people, by the way, because according to him, the people of Edo State needs to stop profiling the northerners, attacking them in the name of fighting Fulani terrorism. But the video is back online, right?
Is Ambassador Abdul Dambature, the president of Arewa Youth. I want to quickly call the attention of Edo State government. Edo State government need to stop the killing of northerners in Edo State. Last time, if I could remember, over 16 northerners were killed in Edo State. And we came up as the leadership of Arewa Youth to appeal to federal government and the state government to take action over that, and nothing has been happening. Then again, this time around, shops and business places and the life of northerners has been, our youth has been killed, our people has been killed, the business of northerners have been destroyed in Edo State. Please and please, Edo State government need to stop this. The governor need to take action before we start retaliating in the north. And if we are going to retaliate, we are going to retaliate in a big way and in a legal way, because the life of every Nigerian matter. We are appealing to our security agency to take action based on what is happening in Edo State. Our people has been killed. The life of northerners has to be free, has to be taken care of in Edo State. And again, I want to call the attention of the governor of Abia State, the governor of Enugu State, the governor of Anambra State, and all the governors on the south. Please and please, they should stop the terrorists that has been killing northerners in the south. They have been killing our people in the south. It's not as if we don't know what to do. No, it's just because we are law-abiding citizens and we want peace in the northern Nigerian and Nigerian at large. Secondly, I want to call the attention of every youth leader that is affiliated with Arewa Youth Assembly for Good Leadership. Please, our youth in the north, please, I'm begging them, this time around is not the time of politics. This is not the time of politics. 2026 is the time of governance. Please and please, the era of endorsing politicians is not yet. We are not yet in 2027. So, to those of you that are endorsing politicians, please and please, you should kindly stop that. This is a directive from me as the president of Northern Nigerian Youth. Please, we did not order or direct anybody to go and endorse any politician. No, we are going to do it at the right time. Now it's time for governance. They should allow the government to concentrate on building Nigeria, most especially working on the insecurity that is disturbing the peace of northern Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
So that they do, there is no northern business, northern shop, or a northerner that has been reportedly attacked in any part of Edo State since the beginning of this year. Not a single one. Not just that. Throughout the last month, which is December of last year, there is not a single report of any attack on any northerner or their shops or anywhere in Edo State. Not anyone. That is the mad Arewa youth leader. You know, warning everybody, or else we do it in the north. Baba, you know if you do anything for north. Bagbe, in this day of social media, Baba, if you attack anybody in any part of Nigeria, as some of like, it's not even any part of Nigeria. If you attack anybody in northern part of Nigeria because they are southerners, or because of this, like we know, you know, like you normally do back then, I don't try more because immediately you started, the whole video will make it to the social media. People are no longer like, most of us are no longer like our parents. I'm just trying to remind you. If you attack anybody anywhere, you are exposing your own people elsewhere. But yeah, people may be so dumb, okay, not to see it that way. But make I tell you, Nigeria has become so divided, so charged, that gone are the days that they will say they are killing Igbos in Kano. Papa, it go be like say make you forget the northerners in what they call Abiani or Enugu and all these places. And before you know it, in this state of Nigeria, if the government of Nigeria don't curb this kind of statements of we know what to do. Don't do anything stupid, though. Nigeria is at the tail end of something that could trigger civil war. You know what that means? Once they talk, say they kill Igbos for northern Nigeria, and they started killing northerners in the eastern part of Nigeria, or you started killing Yorubas in Kano, and Yorubas started killing all the northerners in Ibadan, in Lagos. Do you think that's not going to be civil war? Because when you start seeing people backing from, you start seeing northerners running away from the south and from the west on their trucks trying to escape. And you start seeing southerners running away from the northern Nigeria trying to escape. This will be something that people will have to wait for 2 days before they hear news. So this is social media era. There are those that will go live. Don't try anything stupid, though. If you grew up in the era of your parents, who were destroying lives and they got away with it, don't try them now. Simple advice. Also, Arewa Youth leader. We were all here yesterday when we saw the videos of the people of Sokoto, the eastern part of Sokoto state, different communities, where young people, you get me now, where young people are to, in fact, women and children too, villagers, had to run away from their communities because Bello Turuji was coming to kill them. I didn't see any Arewa group or Arewa Consultative Forum, Arewa Northern Leaders, Arewa Disorder. I didn't see all these sheikhs, all these Islamic clerics to come out and scream, especially call on government to provide security for these people. I didn't see all of that. But when it comes to everybody threatening themselves, especially northerners, any small thing like this, when I go down, carry camera, they threaten people. But this is 2026, so you get me now. The reason why you see a lot of people not really so concerned when it comes to the killings in northern part of Nigeria, right? Where people feels like, why are they killing people and the rest of that, like in northern part of Nigeria? The reason why some people are not so strong about it is because to them, with what Nigeria has become, right? Since it's not affecting them, there's no. But if they hear the story that they have killed 100 Yoruba, they've attacked the Yorubas. Oh, they have started killing the Igbos. I beg like Bill, sure you get. It will be like say, whatever you think the devil wished for Nigeria will come quick. So leaders from all this part of the country should kind of like remind these guys, don't threaten anybody. Not in that sense anymore. Because if you do it the following day, even if you're not, if you didn't mean it right, the following day, if they start killing people for any reason and say they are Baba, I generally implode. Anyway, Arewa, Mr. Arewa, will leave you to it, okay? Because in the South, just like the same way you have the data boys for the APC, they say they get the data men or data papas as well. So here is a guy explaining to us that whatever it is that people feels about Tinubu's regime, he actually saved Nigeria. But you won't understand now. It's going to be in 2031, something like that. You remember this man, Ajibade or something?
Can I tell you something, Charles? Mm-hmm. I have always known that Nigerians, some Nigerians, particularly the elites, are not ever sincere with this country. Okay, if somebody sits beside me here and he begins to say transport has skyrocketed, you removed subsidy, what? Even if we did not, even if Bola Tinubu did not announce the removal of subsidy, the government of that time could not fund subsidy beyond June that year. That's a fact. Now, subsidy made Nigeria worse for whatever it was. We couldn't even fund it again, to the extent that, like I said, we're only alive to 200,000 barrels as at June. That 200,000 barrels could not take us for more than 6 months before a total collapse. Look at what has happened in Sri Lanka. We were getting there.
Yeah, but you're talking about your own part.
No. I'm not talking about party. I'm talking about government.
No, yeah, it's the APC government.
No. It's risky to generalize. That generalization in itself is bad belly. So don't go there. Let us talk about government, as in government. Government of Bola Tinubu. What has it done? The government of Bola Tinubu, look at as of December government. I'm not interested in that yet. I'll come back to it. As of December 2023, inflation was 28.9%. As of 2024 December, it was 34.8 due to some reasons. 2025 January, it has come to 24.4, right? And by June 2025, it has come down to 20%.
Yeah, but you changed the figures.
No, that is inflation.
It's not about changing. You rejigged the figures.
No, let me make my point. The point I'm making is very simple. When we made missteps as a country, problems happen in the morning, but they manifest at night. When we had made several missteps as a country, such as just printing money, such as selling crude oil, such as, not being able to curb, insecurity and all of that, the effect comes to happen. And somebody says, why is the effect happening at the time it is happening? I don't have any words for such comments. All I know about such comments is insincerity. Now, let's move forward. Talking about rejigging the economy, what has Bola Tinubu not done? In the area of agriculture, over 2,000 tractors have been imported, so to speak. In the area of health, that you are talking of infant mortality, there are a lot of strides he has made in the area of health, whereby even talking about dialysis. You go to do dialysis, kidney problem, in some of these hospitals, dialysis is free, paid by government. NEL Fund is disbursing money to student loans. Those are areas, these gas vehicles massively have been imported to ease the problem. So if somebody says he does not see those efforts at easing the problem of Nigerians, then why should we be talking to such people? They are only going to be dragging us backwards.
Okay.
Let us face forward and ensure that we're able to deliver what we need to deliver. The mess that is going on now, didn't start today. Where were they? Those that call themselves ADC coalition, they were prominently part of the mess. Bring them out one by one. I'll tell you the role they played in the mess. Even Peter Obi in Anambra was a mess. This guy from Port Harcourt, what's his name now? Remind me. Transport minister was a colossal mess.
You mean Rotimi Amechi?
Oh yes, it was a mess. All of them were a pack of mess, and they grouped themselves together.
But Rotimi Amechi was a part of the APC. So the mess.
So the moment he was out of government, he started to cry. Can I tell you something, Charles?
If you see the Ronukus, who are older Ronukus, they are mostly that passionate in their foolishness as well. Oh, Bola Tinubu remove subsidy, this government cannot pay this country, blah, blah, blah. But it was APC government. No, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to generalize. Okay, but the figures you are quoting, the inflation figures you are quoting, they're not real. They're just your own rejig figures. It's not real. It's like, no, it's real. The people who are currently trying to remove Tinubu, they are part of those who destroyed Nigeria, but they were members of your political party. No, I don't. Peter Obi in Anambra and all of that. So he was talking about NEL fund, which is they removed education subsidy, and then they gave the student loan. They call it NEL fund. Great idea. Oh, everybody can go to school now. Nah, everybody. And they know that. They're streamed of you not using petrol. Petrol, don't worry. Start using CNG. They did what they call their PR run on the CNG. Remember? Oh yeah, you see, CNG is cheap. Go and convert your truck. Go and convert your car. Today, all of you don't go back to your petrol. You barely hear about CNG anymore. Do you? Since people were feeling like, what if this cylinder explodes? Tinubu, early last year, if I remember, Kolu took delivery of 2,000 trucks and other farm tools, and they said they were going to distribute them to farmers. So first they got delivery in December 2024. Then they waited for like about 2 months for unveiling to commission. So Tinubu went there and he commissioned the tractors. Up to this moment, they are still waiting to do the commissioning of distributing the tractors. Baba, it's been a year. None of the APC can tell you, where are those tractors? Which farms have they distributed all these tractors, all these farm tools? Where are they using them right now? Nowhere. What is the point of bringing them from Belarus? Like that guy that got the contract. Remember that guy? So what's the point? It's just there. It's not adding to any, but APC is going to show you pictures and say, he got tractors and stuff like that. So yeah, the Ronokus are like, and it reminded me of Onopasa. God rest his soul. Remember Onopasa? Onopasa was so passionate when it was closing to the time when that Nigeria happened, and he realized that he's been so foolish for so long. For people that don't give a hoot about them, Tinubu invested in healthcare. They say you can get dialysis for free. That's not true. It is not true. Tinubu and his gang announced that if you have cancer, something like that, yeah, if you have a cancer or something, you could walk into government hospitals, right? And the dialysis that they said they normally do that, like generally they do it for like maybe 45,000 or 50,000 naira per one. And you're going to need maybe one every week or two, depends, Abi. Tinubu and his regime, they announced that if you go to government hospital, you will only pay 12,500 naira. People went. And it's not true. This is part of the things we are talking about. All they have to do is to just get some actors to come out and tell you that, oh yeah, they got it. I got it. This one got it. So if you didn't get it, maybe it's your fault. It's going to be like those miracle merchants that will tell you that if you have faith, something will happen. And if it doesn't happen, they will say it's because you don't have a very strong faith. You get what I mean? So the GPT, the fraud, is everything that is associated with APC. And Tinubu is the master of it all. The master of deceit, the master of manipulation, and the master of gaslighting. Something that you have to blame yourself for why it's not probably working for you. Unfortunately, you get to see millions that are in your shoes. Right. Let's leave the senior Ronokus, right? Let's go to Rivers State, where they plot to remove Ubara. was in the top gear, right? But seems to be suffering a bit of a setback now. So another 2 members of the State House of Assembly, 2 ladies, have also pulled out from the supposed impeachment plot against the Fubara. Their own reason is also listed here. And asking the other colleagues to do the same. Listen.
Honorable Barile Nwaku, member representing the good people of Ghana Constituency 1 and the Deputy Minority Leader of the House of Assembly. Seated here with me is Honorable Emilia Lucky Amadi, member representing Obiapo Constituency 2. We agreed to jointly address the press today as a way of speaking to our constituents and indeed the good people of Rivers State on the current matter of the impeachment process against the Rivers State Governor, similarly Fubara, GSSROS, and the Deputy Governor, Professor Ngozi Mma Odu, DSSROS. For the avoidance of doubt, we speak for ourselves and not for the House, as we do not have the leave to speak for the Rivers State House of Assembly at this juncture. To begin with, we are part of the notice of allegations of gross misconduct against the governor and deputy governor because they truly infringed severally of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. Worse still, the governor has seriously abandoned the agreement entered into in the past with the supervision of Mr. President in a bid to finding a lasting solution to the Constitution infractions. This casts serious doubt on why any person should trust him. However, we have been inundated with calls from some of our leaders and Rivers people begging that we seek a political solution to this problem created by the governor and the deputy governor. On this call, we hereby state our willingness to look at a political solution rather than an outright removal of the due. We call on our members to also consider this approach. We do not say this as a sign of weakness, but because we have forgiving hearts and as mothers. It is our hope and expectation that assurances will come from the governor and the deputy governor that they would retrace their steps and govern in a line with the Constitution as kept to all agreement enter with the supervision of Mr. President. Finally, we thank His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the political leader of Rivers State, Chief Ezebo Nyezomwike, and the good people of Rivers State for their encouragement and support. God bless you all. Signed, Honorable Mrs. Barile Nwaku, the Deputy Minority Leader in the House of Assembly, Rivers State, and Honorable Mrs. Emilia Lucky Amadi, representing the good people of Obiapo Constituency 2. Thank you.
Good day, all. I am Honorable Lady Emilia Lucky Amadi. I represent the good people of Obiapo State Constituency 2. I align myself with all that my colleague, Honorable Barile Nwaku, the Deputy Minority Leader of the 10th Assembly. To interest you to know that I represent the FCT Minister, His Excellency, Chief Barrister Ezewonye Sowike. He is my constituent. And I want to let you know that before coming for this press briefing, that I informed him. I told him of it. But he said to me that I should do whatever my conscience tells me to do, line with the Constitution, and keep all agreements entered with the supervision of Mr. President, for the good and betterment of Rivers State.
Right. Salumide Akemobi, thank you. And yeah, you're right. It's practically saying the same thing, right? Thanks for that. So let's remind ourselves, okay, that Werewike has made the supposed agreement that he had with Fubara known to all of us. So, in case if you have forgotten, Werewike said they agreed that Fubara would not go for second term. That is actually the crux of the whole matter. Okay? You won't go for second term, and they said he agreed. The second one was that he would go back and remove the person that he appointed as the chairman of Rivers State Elders Council and return the person he removed. I can't remember the name. And I think the third one was that Fubara would release all of the money meant for the members of the State House of Assembly that is with it for a very long time, right? That he will release all of their money, all the allowances and everything. That's the end of the whole story. So he could do whatever, he could do whatever he wants to do while he enjoyed the rest of his term, but he won't go for second term. Now, Fubara seemed to have played a smart one in what seemed like him joining the APC is going to be a bit of a leverage that will no longer, he's no longer binded by the agreement he had with Werewike when he was in PDP. Some are saying that, but others are saying, no, that's not how it works. So that's why Werewike keeps explaining to everybody that in Rivers State right now, there is no political party. Because if there is a political party, Werewike have no say in what happened in APC because he's not a member of their party. When he tells them that, no, in Rivers State, we don't have party. Now we go decide who will become what. I don't know how that's going to work, right? So this is the bone of contention. So when you say Fubara should probably go and settle with him and accept the conditions that they signed for peace to reign in Rivers, there won't be any peace in that regard. Just thought you should know. Talking about peace or no peace, I mean, if you remember the story of the three brothers who were trapped inside the burning building, that Nigeria Insurance building in Lagos Island, remember? So the three brothers who phoned their sister to tell her that they are still trapped inside that building, they have been laid to rest in Anambra. Such a very sad thing, right? But here is a clip from the event, right?
Welcome, my brother.
he has promised. Even if I go through the deepest darkness, I will not be afraid. Lord, for you are with me. Your shepherd's rod and staff protect me. You prepare a banquet for me where all my enemies can see me. You have anointed my head with oil and filled my cup to the brim. I know that your goodness and love will be with me all my life, and I shall dwell in your house forever and ever. Ihe ọgụgụ ewetara n'akwụkwọ ozi Pọl dị asọ degara ndị Rom. O nweghị onye n'ime anyị na-adị ndụ maka onwe ya. O nweghịkwa onye n'ime anyị na-anwụ maka onwe ya. Anyị dị ndụ, anyị dịrị dị nwenu. Anyị nwụọ ọnwụ, anyị nwụrụ dị nwenu. Ya otu ọ dị, anyị niile ga-akwụ n'ihu oche ikpe Chineke. N'ihi na edere n'akwụkwọ nsọ sị, dịka m na-adị ndụ, dị nwenu na-ekwu, ikpere niile ga-esekpuru m, ire niile ga-etokwa Chineke. Bịanụ unu ndị dị ngọzi nke nna m, bịanụ.
Nigeria. But unfortunately, the Lagos state government failed us. Beginning with the fire brigade people, the fire service people. There were a lot of shortcomings from them. It was unfortunate that Nigeria happened to my three friends. It was unfortunate that the Lagos state governor, you failed us. Nigeria, I want you to know that it was not only my three brothers that died. More than 100 persons died. Yes. This incident started on the 24th of December. And the fire was burning 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. Where is Nigeria government? What is happening? Even Tinubu visited Lagos State when this incident was going on. The media were not carrying it. People had to come and assist my sister. Then she had to send a voice recording in Facebook and post it. And her voice was ringing down, crying like Rachel in Matthew chapter 2. Crying and saying, crying for her brothers. Nigeria. Lagos state government should pay this.
It was a very bad one, right? So Stephen Onyenka Omatu, Kasmir Unabuike Omatu, 39, Collins, Kenechukwu, Omatu, all perished in that fire. And guess what? They actually lasted for days. The Lagos State government ruled that they have evacuated everybody from the building. So they shut down for the Christmas. 6 days trapped in the rubbles of the partly collapsed building, a burning building that over 100 people died. Do you even know that? That over 100 people died in Lagos fire that happened on the 24th of December. Are you aware? No. Most of you are busy with your festival, busy with a dirty December. But guess what? There were over 100 people trapped and killed in the Lagos Island building because the state government felt like they've done this, and the guys who were working to rescue them, those who were working the excavator, the diggers, all of that stuff, right? They were done for the year because, they had to go and celebrate the Yuletide. 6 days trapped that they had to call their loved ones to say, we are still here, we are still trapped here. They didn't make it. They all died. So, should we just say condolences and a RIP to the family? I mean, I've said this many times, okay? Nigeria, the criminals with what they have done with that country, we are all just victims waiting to happen. Your money can save you. It may buy you time. Yeah, maybe buy you time. But the way they have run the country, your money can save you. We are all victims waiting to happen, right? So yesterday's survivors, they are today's victims. Today's survivors, they are tomorrow's victims. We are all victims at the end of the day. Somebody captured this in that same Lagos. Our Lagos, not your Lagos.
Don't get older unless you have wisdom to show for it. If you don't have something to show for your age, you want to be young. You're just getting old with nothing to show for it. But I continue to learn things every day, passively and actively. Passively is you just notice, open your eyes sometimes and see what's happening, where things are headed, what they're doing. You learn. Not all things you learn are good. If they're bad or need adjustment or need help, do something about it if you can. So that's how I derive meaning.
Nigeria is a failed country. The sheeple country.
Again, that is towards the Agege side. See what is Lagos is turning to. Refuse zone. Yeah. Everywhere dirty. Can you see where people are passing through? Everywhere is dirty. Lagos is under dirty now.
They don't want you to say that. Okay. Government that failed to provide infrastructures like waste bins to collect waste and dispose them right in time, right? The same government will look around and say, everybody loves to drop things anywhere and all of that stuff, and that's the Lagos. And whenever they pretended that they are doing something, they are like, we want to do our job. The intention is not really the job. The intention is going to be the cost of the job. Most of the time, it's paid by the same people that they are like, okay, we are working for you. So right now we just need to take your property. We just need to take your land. As everybody is welcomed into 2026, preparing to see what the year holds for them. Lagosians are not always that lucky. Just like the Abuja people with Wike in charge. Jakonde Estate is one of the estates built, low-cost housing estate built by the former governor of Lagos State, Alhaji Lateef Jakonde. And for those of you who your parents were civil servants, low-income earners who have ended up being property owners in Lagos, so back as the 80s, all those are now being threatened by these modern day progressives. Yeah, the progressives who are now hiring thugs, dress them up as task force, violating the same of their own laws just because they want to take your property. So the government that gave you, that you paid to, and you got your property in the 80s, it's no longer there, right? However, your land, your property can now be taken under any form of a flimsy excuse because they are the ones in charge. The intention is to take your property. They've done it in Jakonde Estate, and I think, yeah, this guy was there. Revival GRV.
The governor that built all of these things,
Jakonde.
He built it so that the everyday Lagosian will have a place that he can stay.
Exactly.
He can afford.
Yes.
This government has not built
anything.
For people that are struggling in Lagos, they don't afford. Instead, they are destroying the things that other people build. They are converting landlords to homeless people. And I'm hearing that the compensation they want to pay is 11 million naira. 11 million naira cannot afford a two-bedroom apartment for 1 year.
Exactly, sir.
Meanwhile, these are land like title holders of these buildings. And what we are seeing here, the truth of the matter, what we are seeing here is a land grab. I keep telling people, who are the biggest land thieves in this Lagos? It's the government.
The governors.
It's the government because
yes.
They built a highway there that is very nice.
Yes.
What they now see is that the value of land here is going to go very high.
To appreciate for them to sell.
Destroy all of these things, collect it for a very cheap amount, and then
start selling per square meter.
That nobody else will be able to afford here. And I keep saying it, development cannot be chasing away the people.
Yes.
You chase people away to build for the rich. You chase people away to build for the rich. Lagos is not only.
Tomorrow they'll call the port to come and vote.
Sell cheap. Let us negotiate. I'm a professional builder. I know what the cost of material is. I know the value of the location we are here. I was born on the island in Lagos, and by the third mainland demolition, I came here. And today I am over 60 years old. The same thing that happened is repeating itself. We say no. And we call Lagos State to court. I tell you today, LAMSCA is a militant section of Lagos State.
I told that they will stop demolition. All to no avail. I called, we met one honorable speaker, Commissioner Ketel. He told us that he has called to stop the demolition. As of today, we saw another demolition going. I called on him again, and he told us that we cannot stop the demolition as it stands. That we should.
And if you come to think of it, yeah, GRV is right. The number one land grabbers is the criminals in government. They have done it to the people of Oworo Shoki in Oworo, yeah. They demolished all their homes. And they started offering them peanuts, 5 million naira, 10 million naira for a whole building. And while they are doing all of that, they have like violated the court's order, court judgment that stopped them from doing same because they are above the court. And you can't do that if the state government is not backing you, the illegality. And guess what? They started putting up the lands, people that they have demolished their homes, turned homeless in the middle of the night. The same land are now back on sale. You know, guess right. Because it's very close to water, right? So you can guess how much they are beginning to sell the lands now. All of this while the victims, the homeowners who have had their properties for decades, they lost it overnight and nobody gives a damn about where they ended up. They are doing the same thing on this Lekki Peninsula, the way they call them. And this new Lagos Calabar Express, Calabar Coastal Road, that itself has also claimed, illegally claimed so many thousands of people's lands only to be shared or resold to themselves. Okay? So development chases away at the people in order to bring in the rich. You know what I mean? It's the standard, isn't it? Here, the Nigerian government, okay, through Patawale, because I remember that story, by the way, that Patawale was in Saudi Arabia to sign a defense deal, right, that Saudi Arabia would give some military equipment to Nigeria, right? So this afternoon, in the media, they announced that 12 Chinook helicopters, is that what it's called? Chinook helicopters, right? The helicopters that, you know, these choppers that could carry soldiers, right? The ones that usually have these 2 blades, like those. I'll show you. So they said that Saudi Arabia has delivered their first batch of their promise, courtesy of Patawale. Yeah, the same Patawale. So they shared that with us, including the containers. They all contained weapons and all of that from Saudi Arabia for Nigeria to combat the terrorism. So when you see videos like that, when you see stuffs like that, sometimes you want to build expectation, okay? Because it's natural, isn't it? Only for the fact that it is not the lack of weapons that made Nigeria this so vulnerable that Nigeria couldn't defeat the terrorists. No, no, no. It is the political will. Shooting and bombing the terrorists is not enough. In a country that is so poor like that of Nigeria, where the northern part of Nigeria shared a sizable portion or percentage of that poverty. So recruitment is never going to be a problem. So rather than just showing us all of this, it is the political will to go after the sponsor of the terrorism, their backers and the rest of them. If you can get rid of the backers, the sponsor of the terrorism in Nigeria, maybe there could be some value to all these weapons. So we have seen a lot. In case if you are seeing me as a doubting Thomas or something, don't blame me. It is from experience, because we have had a situation in the last 10 years where the terrorists overpowered the military, the soldiers in their own barracks, where they have armory. I have never heard or seen anything like that in my life. You are inside your home, right? You've got all the weapons, you've got everything, you've got the personnel, but the terrorists will overpower you that soldiers were running away, throwing away their guns and running away. And then these terrorists will then loot all these armories. And we have seen them posed with some of these weapons. Some of them are from the Nigerian armory. True story. So it's not about the weapons. It is the political will to let those who are commissioned to actually use the weapons to do their job for real. The whole thing has become so compromised from in and out, where intel just freely slid into the hands of the terrorists, where Nigerian military men severally suffered ambushes that this is a military operation, right? And it means that the information should be limited to the people who are supposed to be in the know. The routes, the this, the that, and all of that, right? Intelligence report. Only for them to walk straight into the hands of the terrorists. Done so horrible things, by the way. So yeah, let's hope they have the political will. That's on this side. So here is an extra. This is from Ibadan.
Malu, what did the road safety? Malu did the road safety. Commander one here, black here, Tony Woline. What did Danos in Beji? níwájú church Redeem Lagos Ibadan express road ayédèsìn òjẹ́ ni ìrùdí ẹ̀ ń jẹ àwọn màálù dáná sí méjì ojú kan ẹgbẹ́ kan ni mọ́tò ń gbà sí kò sọ́nà mọ́ wọ́n di block ọ̀nà pa àwọn ni road safety sìn road safety commander wọn nìyẹn òun ló níwèé yẹn òun ló control the crowd control the crowd.
Together. So they were in the middle of the highway. Somebody brought them there. They didn't just appear from nowhere. But yeah, can put the lives of people in danger until maybe something that happens like, there is a crash. 5 people have died. 3 cars crashed into cows. 2 cows have died. That's when everybody will begin to say, well, who brought them there? What are the authorities doing and the rest? You may just be going on your own judge and all of that, and you run into these animals. But yeah, that's Nigeria. Same thing happened, not same, a tragedy this time. It's reported from a lorry. It's a foam factory. I've been at foam storage, these beddings that caught fire. That place burned to the ground. And there is no sight of any firefighting vehicle. So to say, now this is someone or some people said millions going up in smoke.
Adam, ní Asadam, níbi Asadam hospital, ilé ń jóná lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ẹ bá wa share program yìí, ẹ bá wa pe àwọn panápaná ní Asadam, iná ń jó lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ẹ bá wa pe panápaná gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara, ẹ bá wa share program yìí. Iná ń jó ní Asadam, níbi Asadam hospital, láti wo Asadam hospital. Fóòmù ni wọ́n ń tà ń bẹ̀, àwọn ilé wà ní àdúgbò yẹn, ilé epo ó wà ní ìsàlẹ̀. Kí Ibrahimu ibi tó bá wà kó máa bọ̀, ẹgbẹ́ ilé wọn ní ìsìn ẹ máa bọ̀, ilé ń jóná báyìí bá a pe panápaná, ẹ bá a pe panápaná ní Asadam, ẹ bá a share program yìí, ẹ bá a pe panápaná, odidi ilé ti jó tán ní Asadam, ẹ share program ẹ bá a pe panápaná, ẹ bá a pe panápaná ní Asadam, níbi Asadam hospital, gbogbo ilé tó wà níbi bẹ̀, ilé tí ń jóná, òun lẹ́ ń wò lójúmọ́ máa wọ́n ra yìí, ẹ bá a share program yìí, ó yá, ẹ bá a share, ẹ bá a pe panápaná. Àwọn èèyàn wà ní àdúgbò yẹn, ilé pọ̀ ní ibi bẹ̀, ẹ bá a share program yìí ní Asadam. Ẹ má gbàgbé o, ilé epo wà ń bẹ̀ o, ilé wà ń bẹ̀ o, ẹ bá a share program yìí, panápaná yìí tẹ́ wà ní Asadam, èyí tẹ́ wà ní Unity, Government House, ẹ bá a pe panápaná, ẹ bá a pe panápaná, ẹ bá wa pe panápaná, ẹ bá a pe panápaná, ilé upstairs tó wà níbí kó má ta mọ́, ẹ bá a pe panápaná, ẹ share program yìí, ẹ bá wa type, ẹ bá a pe panápaná, ilé ń jóná ní Asadam, ní Asadam, ó ti mú àwọn ilé yẹ òun tara mo dáre, ẹ bá a share program yìí, panápaná ẹ wò ó, ó ti mú ilé ẹwòrán, ẹ bá wa pe panápaná, Asadam ti jóná, share program yìí, ẹ bá wa pe panápaná, gbogbo èyí tẹ́ wà Unity, ẹ bá wa pe panápaná, àwọn panápaná Unity, ẹ bá wa pe wọ́n, ẹ bá wa pe panápaná Unity, ẹ wò àwọn èèyàn, ẹ wòran. Fóòmù ni wọ́n ta ń bẹ, iná yóò lè kú, ẹ bá wa pe panápaná. Ẹ sọ̀kalẹ̀ ní, ẹ sọ̀kalẹ̀, ẹ du ẹ̀mí yín, panápaná,
ibi tí Ibrahim Sọ́lì bá wà ó lówó bọ̀ Nàìjíríà ní ilé yìí tí jóná ẹ máa bọ̀. Ẹ bá wa pé panápaná àti rí panápaná mọ̀ sílé wọn náà wá panápaná láti Unity sí Àsàdámù panápaná ẹ bá wa pé panápaná o. Ẹ ṣí à program ẹ bá wa pé panápaná ẹ táàgì ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ẹ wò ó ti mú ọ́fíìsì yìí àwọn èèyàn dé wà ń bẹ̀ ó ti mú ilé yìí o ó ti mú ilé yìí o ó ti mú o. Ó ti mú léyìí o ó ti mú o ó ti mú ọ́fíìsì yìí ó ti mú ọdún ẹ̀wẹ̀ ó ti mú o. Ẹ bá wa pé panápaná ìpínlẹ̀ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara Àsàdámù mọ̀ ti jóná ilé epo mọ̀ wà l'Àsàdámù ilé epo mọ̀ wà ń bẹ gáàsì mọ̀ wà ń bẹ panápaná. Ẹ bá wa ṣe àpọ́gírámù ìpanápaná ẹ bá wa gbé panápaná o. Ó ti mú náà o ó ti mú o ẹ̀rí fọ́ọ̀mù ni wọ́n ta bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ta kẹ̀kẹ́ náà bẹ́ẹ̀ kù ó ti mú ẹ̀wọ̀ ó ti mú léyìí o ó ti mú o ó ti mú léyìí o ó ti mú o. Ẹ bá wa pé panápaná o ó ti lé ní wákàtí kan ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ẹ bá wa pé panápaná kò tó 30 minutes tẹ́ fi máa débi bí yìí ẹ bá wa pé panápaná o ẹ máa pé panápaná ẹ máa Àsàdámù jóná níbi Àsàdámù hospital wà lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ilé epo wà ń bẹ̀. Ó ti bà nǹkan jẹ́ o ó ti bà nǹkan jẹ́ wèrò panápaná ẹ máa bọ̀ ẹ bá wa pé panápaná o ẹ ṣe àpọ́gírámù yìí ládùúgbò èèyàn tó wọ yìí ṣé ẹ lè bá wa pé panápaná ni. Ẹ wòran ẹ wòran ẹ wòran ẹ wòran. Ẹ bá rọ mi ká fọwọ́ kẹ́lẹ́ yìí kẹ́lẹ́ òun tó pọ̀. Ó ti wọnú sílì. Ó ti wọnú sílì. Ṣebí sílì ló ń jọ yẹn ṣebí sílì nìyẹn. Ó ti wọnú sílì. Ó ti wọnú sílì o. Ó ti wọnú sílì o. Ẹ bá wa pé panápaná ẹ pé panápaná o ẹ pé panápaná ilé.
I was doing Pano. People are like non-Yorubas and then maybe non-Nigerians. They will just be wondering, why is this person shouting Pano? Pano is the fire service. It's calling on people to please call the fire service. This place is burning. And it's been like that for over an hour. People watching, please help us call the fire service, but the entire place got burned down. And you're right. Somebody just said that if that person was making a video abusing the governor or criticizing the governor, within few hours, they will pick him up. Few hours, no, within few minutes, he goes on social media and be like, "You, this governor, you are very useless. This, that." They'll find him. They'll pick him up. You know, everything. I mean, everything else is just like non-important. Even when else is born. Right. So we are coming close to the end of the charts. So I may quickly use this to remind you to like the broadcast if you haven't already. And yes,
Tinubu understands the US very well. He lived there. He was there, as I've always said, as a criminal because he was selling drugs. Yes. And so he understands them very well. He knows what they want. That's why he never spoke publicly when they were harassing him. And I'm sure they have a whole lot of dossier on him that has kept him very grounded in a way that he knows what will please them. But nothing is new. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. This is how the US operates. And for those of you who don't understand, one day you will understand, because I know some of you are new to these things and you are always very agitated when Showore tells you the truth about the U.S. The U.S. cannot save you except you save yourself. The U.S. has never saved anybody except the U.S. Even now, the U.S. is unable to save their city. They are killing people on their own streets for immigration offenses. They are killing their citizens. It's fascism, and it's the reason why some of us stand up and say it, even when it's unpopular. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. As you are all aware, I think Donald Trump has more supporters in Nigeria than he has in the U.S. at this point. Yes. So, and we know who his supporters are. They are the same people who said they want to save Nigeria, but, you know, it's a higher level of consciousness that drives our own conversation about global politics. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I cannot allow an African country to be run over by a U.S. president who has demonstrated fascism. That's my position.
Yeah. For those of you who are probably, or I don't know, believe that Showore is a CIA asset, I don't think a CIA asset will be openly like opposed to the Americans' intervention in Nigeria, stuff that way, like Showore. So yeah, that's on the side. I also have a clip, not like an update, okay, where Devulumai is showing us his 40 billion Naira CCTV control room in Lagos. And said, no, the 40 billion is not for the CC, it's not for the control room. The control room is just 2.5 billion. What about the rest of the CCTV cameras? Where did the 40 billion comes from? Devulumai.
The safety of all Nigerians. I do that on behalf of our dear president, and I do that in the name of the Father,
Amen.
the Son,
Amen.
and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
So we are going to we are very, 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 very happy for this. This is a testament of what President Tinubu, is doing on our roads. And so our major roads are going to be viewed like this, sections to sections. And so the police duty is to, mark the monitoring, the street according to, whatever challenges they have. And so we now have the, security agencies that are on top by the neighbor, so as to, control the infraction. So you can see the movement, even under the water. They are to also monitor so that there's no illegal, mining, of the waterways. And I'm directing the immediate demolition of all, illegal structures on Kata Bridge, on Tom Mainland Bridge, on Ido Bridge, and all the bridges in Lagos. The CP representative is here. All the illegal, in fact, all structures other than bridge structures must be demolished within the next 7 days. Whatever the safety of.
Yeah. So you're going to start seeing videos of demolitions of the illegal structures under bridges. So Devulumai said they are putting the cameras together as well to stop suicide. People that jump off the bridge. So to stop them. So the camera can see them, all of that stuff, all for 40 billion. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, there for your time. There is one more. Hi. There's one more. There's a clip of Ojiwu Zokalu, the ex-convict, where he was addressing the issue of godfathers and godsons, something like that. And he mentioned, he said, when he was in PDP, they used to kill people for that. What's he talking about?
There's no problem. In PDP, we used to kill people when they are doing this thing, which is not good. People used to die. But in Southeast, nobody died. So we are very happy the Congresses came very well in Southeast and went very well. We can only fight anybody in Southeast who is not supporting our president. Whether they have parallels APC anywhere in Nigeria, it doesn't make any meaning. They are all APC members and will sustain the membership by faith and by understanding. There's no problem.
They used to kill people for things like this. you know, especially when it comes to the power, but they won't do it in APC now, you know, for people who are not supporting their president. So some people are calling on the police, the authority, to question him, like, you used to keep people in BDP. Yeah, people used to die. We used to kill people. But he said this kind of like quoted out of context. That's not what he's saying, that it's not kill people. You know, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And if you do enjoy this, remember, subscribe onto the channel, like it, and join me next time. Okay? It's going to be a good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.